So first of all, I just want to thank everybody who sent their good wishes recently regarding my personal family matter. I really do appreciate it, and yeah, it's been a real comfort. So thanks very much for anybody who sent any messages of support. Now, the reason why I'm here today in Mytchett is because I've had a number of communications from local residents about speeding along Mytchett Road. Now, this is a constant issue, to be honest with you, not just in my own county council division of Mytchett, Frimley Green and Deach, but all over Surrey and probably wider. That unfortunately there are some people who just drive like idiots, frankly, through communities like this, and you know, it's very concerning to a lot of residents. So a couple of things. First of all, I have just inspected all the vehicle activated signs that I had installed here a few years ago. One or two of them look like they might not be working again, so I'm going to fire off an email to the highways team just to check on those vehicle activated signs to make sure they're working, and if they're not, to get them either repaired or replaced, whatever the case may be. But I've also arranged for Surrey Police to do some proactive speeding enforcement here on Mytchett Road. I'm not going to advertise when that's going to be, but it's going to be soon. I do have the exact date, but I don't really want to warn people, you know, exactly when they're going to be here. But please, you know, if you are inclined to go a little bit too fast than what you should do, and we all go over by a mile an hour or two, you know, that's fine. But you know, there are some people who drive really dangerously, far too fast. You know, the message is, on behalf of all the community, please slow down when driving through our communities, so that we can keep everybody safe. But yes, Surrey Police will be doing some proactive speeding enforcement here on Mytchett Road very soon. And if you get caught, you're going to get fined. It's as simple as that. We did have actually a speed watch, a community speed watch, which was run by volunteers in Mytchett, but unfortunately that's disbanded because they basically, one or two of the volunteers were unable to carry on, and you do need at least 4 volunteers in order for there to be an active speed watch. We can restart that speed watch if there are any members of the community who want to you know, do that. I have the equipment in my garage, which was handed back from the old speed watch scheme. You know, and if you want to start that speed watch again and want to volunteer for that, let me know and we can get that organised through Surrey Police. Otherwise, I'm going to have to redistribute that equipment to another scheme somewhere in the county, because that was funded by my members' community allocation, or your councillor fund as it's called now. So yeah, there will be some proactive speeding enforcement here in Mytchett, so keep an eye out for that. And I would appreciate, via all the WhatsApp groups and so on, that we don't warn people about that. Let's let things take their natural course, and hopefully that will help raise awareness that speeding won't be tolerated in our communities. When I recorded the speeding video in Mytchett earlier, a couple of residents recognised me and stopped to chat, and one of the residents said to me, why don't I organise for speed bumps to be installed in Mytchett? And I thought I'd just share what I said to that resident with everyone else. That is, I don't think they work. I don't think speed bumps really work. We've got them in Deach and other areas in my county council division. And my experience is that they don't really slow down the idiots that drive far too fast in those built up areas. You know, if you're that way inclined to drive like an idiot, you're going to do that with or without speed bumps. You might drive over them really quickly, or you might just slow down where the speed bump is, and then as soon as you got over them, you're just going to carry on driving like an idiot. The other thing is as well is that, you know, for those people, they've got to go somewhere, and more often than not, they're going to be outside somebody's property, and they are actually very noisy, and I am reluctant to impose that on residents, you know, where the speed bumps are going to go. Because they are quite noisy, and there's also evidence to suggest that because vehicles slow down and speed up, it's not good for air quality either.
So to be honest with you, I'm not that in favour of speed bumps. Where there's evidence to suggest that they would have a positive impact in reducing accidents, I'm certainly open to exploring that idea. But to be honest, I really don't think speed bumps work. Another resident who stopped to chat asked me if I could arrange for the speed limit in Mytchett to be reduced from 30 miles an hour to 20 miles per hour. I thought I'd share that conversation as well and some of the things that I mentioned to that resident. And that is, I'm not really in favour of introducing a blanket reduction in speed limit from 30 to 20. And the reason being is that I don't actually think it would achieve much, to be honest. I think that, if you're going to drive like an absolute nutcase through our built-up communities and put other people in danger, if you're that way inclined, I don't think reducing the speed limit is going to actually stop that. And actually, all that you achieve is you increase the amount by which they break the law. So definitely not in favour of reducing the speed limit to 20 miles per hour, although I would certainly be receptive to sensible conversations around introducing 20 miles per hour in sensitive locations, like outside schools, for instance. I think that's quite sensible. Although I have to say that from what I've observed, you'd be lucky to be able to go 10 miles per hour outside of schools at drop-off and pick-up time. Because there's just so much traffic on the roads. But nonetheless, I still think that it's a worthwhile discussion to have and open to that with anyone who wants to have that conversation with me.